Hello, hello everyone. Once again, welcome to Israel in Style, the best show to watch if you're looking for updates on Israeli fashion, culture, and of course, lifestyle. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh, and I have some amazing guests joining me in the studio today, and I honestly cannot wait, so let's just dive right in. My first guest with me is someone I've actually known for a while now. I've been dying to hear all about her latest project for so long, and I think now is a perfect time. So before we get started, you guys are a little familiar with the fashion magazine Vogue, right? I mean, you heard about it once or twice, I'm sure. So the fashion and lifestyle magazine that covers a huge range of different topics from beauty to culture, fashion and runway, and usually has some fabulous model on the cover, is reportedly making its way to the Holy Land. And my first guest, Jacqueline Eichenblatt, has all the details. Hi, love, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm so excited. We've been talking about this for what, like almost 2 years now, and you haven't really spilled any secrets. So for everybody, and for me included, tell me what we can expect from Vogue Israel. What is Vogue Israel?
So Vogue Israel, it's going to be a digital platform introducing new technologies, focusing on fashion and culture. We want to introduce something that has never been done before in mass publication. So for example, we want you to be inserted inside the Chanel Cruise runway show, where you can see yourself and you can see the guests, the fashion, the couture, Karl Lagerfeld, and feel like you're there.
Wow.
And then once the show's over, you'll be able to try on the new clothes. And so this is with augmented reality.
Okay, so it's augmented reality. So it's not, so is it a magazine? Is it a website? Like what's the platform really look like?
So the emphasis of this is introducing new technologies. So we can incorporate augmented reality, but we are really emphasizing new technology onto our digital platform.
Okay, and how did you get involved with this? What was the process like? I'm assuming, you know, getting in contact with Vogue just like itself was just such an honor and such a crazy process.
It was a crazy process. It was all really exciting. So this actually all started because I've worked in fashion my whole life, doing internships in New York with Coach or selling Chanel. But when I came here and I was a new Olim, I started working with a new fashion tech company. And along the way, I talked to Israeli designers, marketing companies, and they all had a similar problem. They really had a trouble with quality and exposure. Okay. So my answer to this was Vogue. And was this possible? And that question kind of got everything running. I flew to London and I took courses with Condé Nast, the mother company of international business and journalism. And that was so exciting because this is the giants, the media players. Exactly. It's who's who in the industry. And while I was there, I networked up. I met with directors. I got an email one day inviting me to the Vogue house.
What was that like, being in the Vogue house? Like, what was that like?
I was 22 and I was invited and I was so excited. I walked up to this marble building right on Hanover Square in London. I entered and it was this black desk that said Condé Nast International. Of course, I took a photo with it.
Of course.
I got escorted to this glass room that had all the legends of GQ, Vanity Fair, Vogue, Condé Nast International. And I had meetings just saying how to make this possible, what is needed, and what's the process like. And at the end of the meeting, Condé Nast showed that they really want to come to Israel, and they are interested in further escalating this. We have not yet signed anything, but we're still, it's in our hands and our responsibility to try to execute this and get this going.
And so for Israeli designers, for Israel as a fashion, you know, world right now, trying to come up as a fashion, you know, destination, what can Israeli designers and Israeli fashion, you know, bring to Vogue Israel? Are they going to be part of it? Is it going to be more of the international designers? Are you going to be collaborating? How does it work?
So much like Vogue, there's a DNA to it. Of course, we'll be emphasizing the designers coming from here. We have one of the best universities, Shankar College.
100%.
And I think we're really emphasizing the digital aspects. There's fashion technology. And so our main focus is to infuse fashion technology and publication and really try to bring this into more of the future.
Amazing. So when can we expect, what can we expect? Is there like a date that's going to be launching? What's happening?
There's not so much a set date yet, but you can expect more of something that you've never seen before to experience fashion. You can see more Israeli designers.
Amazing. That's so exciting. So we will have to come, you will have to come back onto the show when the launch date happens, tell us a little bit about it, tell us what we can expect. And I can't wait to see all our Israeli designers in Vogue Israel, see all the fashion and all the the fun aspects to it. So thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.
All right, well, you literally heard it here first. The famous, fashionable, and highly respected Vogue magazine is making its way to Israel, and you won't want to miss it. Make sure to stay tuned and find out where you can get involved. All right, so you guys know those people who are genuinely talented but just literally don't know it. Those people that everyone tells how amazing they are, yet they're literally not aware of it themselves. That is my next guest. She picked up a how-to drawing book when she was young, taught herself how to draw in paint, dropped out of school to pursue her passion, and is now selling her artwork all over the world. Rosa Barabi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm so excited that you're here. I know you're a little
really
nervous, but it's not
good.
that big of a deal because we're here talking about you and your artwork. So tell me, how'd you get started? I said a little bit about it. You know, you picked up a book, but tell us a little bit about it.
So I was originally born in Montreal, Canada, moved to Vegas, lived a little bit in Paris, and then eventually made my way to Israel.
Yes.
And as soon as I got here, I, wanted that formal education. So IDC was really what was next up, like in my life.
Right.
And because of like financial struggles, I was working 3 jobs, and I realized that wasn't the kind of life I wanted to live.
Right, you were working like nonstop, but you were also a student, you couldn't breathe.
It was very difficult. So my decision making about, dropping out of school and then becoming an artist was very fast. I was, held back on like criticism. A lot of people were really questioning whether or not this could work for me.
Right, if it was just a hobby or something like that, or was it really something that you could build into a career? Yeah.
Exactly. So eventually, I decided to completely quit all my jobs. I decided to go to France for a few weeks, get my head straight, really get everything together.
Right.
I came back, quit all my jobs, and I threw myself into the art.
Isn't that crazy though? Like, how did you have to have some nerve to really like quit your jobs that you're like, you're supporting yourself. You're going through everything on your own. So you're just quitting and taking a chance. What was that? What was that like? Were you obviously nervous?
So at that point in my life, it was very difficult because I was like completely broke. I had no financial support from anyone.
Right.
And at that point, I had nothing else to lose.
Right.
It was either, pursue this career path or, go back to school and keep struggling. And I was
keep working 3 jobs that you didn't like and didn't bring anything into your life.
Yeah. So I was not, I wasn't comfortable with that idea. And, once you start taking yourself seriously, that's when commission work started coming in and people really started to value, what I was about, the hardworking, the, being able to pursue something at such a young age and knowing being able to do it. Being able to know what I want to do.
I think that's a lot. I think a lot of people, honestly, and that's part of the reason why I did want to bring you here, because a lot of people don't take those chances and don't believe in themselves and don't take themselves seriously. And so other people see that. Other people are affected by that. And they're like, nah, never mind. Her drawings are just drawings, but they're not. And so what did it feel like when you got your first commission piece? What was your first commission piece?
So my first commission piece when I was in Israel, it was someone from IDC, like a student, and he wanted this Dwayne Wade, Miami basketball player.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna take this chance. I loved vibrant colors. And I don't know if you're going to see it on the screen.
We're definitely going to see it on the screen. I have it on here. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first commission piece. And then after that, I started to take on more projects that I wanted to, personally share to the world, and being more personal, like having people more connect to the kind of work that I was doing.
Because when me and you spoke, me and you really talked and kind of got the vibe of one another. And then the second that you got like my vibe and you figured me out, you had this like epiphany. You were like, oh, I know exactly what I want to draw for you. I know exactly what I want. I have this whole image of what your piece should look like. So do you really connect with the people that you're doing those commission pieces for? Like talk to them and hear a little bit about them?
Absolutely. So I won't take on every commission project that comes my way. I really have to connect with that client, have a full conversation with them, depending on whether or not I really understand what they're about, what kind of piece is, whether or not it relates to me is, going to be my decision factor of whether or not I want to take on that project. But it's never been about the money. It's something that's very personal, very touching to me. Like I grew up, putting all my feelings and emotions into like a piece of art.
So what kind of art do you do? What kind of material are you really like working with?
Okay, so I started out as like just using pen and paper. Like that was like very
sketches.
Yeah, very minimal work. And then as my skills got better, I started jumping into like the acrylics and the oils and then the bigger paintings. And now I don't do smaller paintings. You know, my
like
smallest,
large scale, yeah.
Yeah, my smallest paintings will be like 90 by 90 or like meter by meter, which is fairly large, but.
You know you're like really talented though, right?
Thank
I
you.
don't really need to say that to you. I think your art speaks for itself, but you're really, really talented. And so this is it? Like this is what you're doing? Where do you plan on taking it? What's the next step?
Yeah, so this is
other than making me my piece, you know? other than doing that.
So I definitely want to keep going in this direction. I want to get into a few galleries by like within the next few weeks. But ultimately this is the path that I want to go in.
So people can find you on your Instagram account, get in touch with you through there. You know, you're probably going to be setting up a website sometime soon,
yes,
or you better be, because we need to be seeing these. This is the commission piece you were talking about, the Dwayne.
Yes, exactly.
The Dwayne Wade one. Amazing. Okay, so people need to be contacting you through your Instagram. And they need to be doing it fast, because I'm going to be booking you up. People are going to be booking you up all over the world right now.
Yes!
Yes! So thank you so much, Rosa, for being here. And I
Thank
can't wait to see where you go. Yes, amazing. So if you haven't seen her artwork before, now you have not only seen it, you've also met the artist behind it. Rosa is literally just getting started. So reach out to her if you're looking for a piece. She's going to get huge real quick. Make sure you go follow her on Instagram to see all her amazing pieces and to get in touch. All right, so for those who have visited Tel Aviv, you most likely have been recommended to visit my next guest more than once. Whether Israeli, international, man, woman, doesn't matter. Everyone in town has heard of the TLV hairdresser. His vibes and obviously amazing talent with hair has led him to be one of the best-known hairdressers in the city. So with me now is Shachar Afuta. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. First of all, love your curly hair. I'm sure all the girls are going to be obsessed with it.
I have to.
Yes, and second of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in, you know, hairdressing and dealing with that?
I'm started when I went 15. I have an uncle, he has a salon in Tel Aviv. And he told me, Shachar, maybe in the summer vacation, come help to your uncle for hobby or something. I don't take it so seriously. And then I saw a lot of beautiful girls, nice people,
You're like, oh,
big
I have something
city.
to do
Yeah,
here.
all right. And then I fall in love. I choose to do it for real. And I study. And slowly, slowly, I build myself.
Right, you slowly build yourself, but you've become one of literally the most known dressers here in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, because I start very early, so I have a good experience. I'm 26, and I do it for 11 years almost. Wow.
You're like, wait a minute, now that I think about it, that's a really long time.
And yes.
Yeah, people really, you know, I've been recommended to you countless of times. People have always say, you know, you really take your time, you get to know the client, you get to know what they want, and that's something that a lot of hairdressers, not just in Israel, but mainly in Israel, don't really come towards the client as much as you do. You know, you really do the circle around, get to know them. So, you know, how important is it really to get your hair cut, to get a trim? How often?
So it's very special about the weather, about the country, because in Israel probably you'll get more drier in other country because the strong sun. Also the water in Israel is a little bit sticky if you want your face and don't dry it. You feel your face a little
sticky, yes.
And this is make your hair dry. So I would recommend it to do a wheelie haircut 2 times a year, and every 3 months to get a trim, because haircut is give you the shape. Trim, it's just do it
keeping the shape intact and keeping your your split ends not split.
A lot of girls ask me that question, and with my experience, I think this is the best to do, and your hair can keep growing in a healthy way.
Right. Okay, so why don't we talk about curly hair? I have extremely curly hair. You can't really tell right now, but I do have extremely curly hair. And you know, a lot of Israeli women and men have extremely curly hair. What can you help us out with? It's summer, it's humid. I don't know what to do anymore.
The most big problem about curly hair, the girls don't know how to use it right.
Right.
And they don't, nobody explaining how to do it.
Right.
With curly hair, you need to be very, very careful, especially when you cut it, because in the salon, when you brush the hair, it's until the after the shoulders, and then when it dry, it jump up. So you need to realize how much to cut and which way to use it, because in straight hair, you was totally different how you shape it. So for curly hair, I would recommend it to go to the beach. First of all, after the beach, the hair look very, very beautiful. The sea water make the hair look very, very beautiful. Probably you can tell.
My favorite.
I'm just swim today.
Yes, I just came back from the beach.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yes.
About
so being careful, you know, to obviously, first of all, trust your hairdresser enough that he knows that he's dealing with curly hair and know that he needs to cut it in a certain way. But is there certain products, is there certain hairstyles that you can recommend? You know, it's really hot here. What are we going to do?
Okay. First of all, never don't brush your hair when it's dry or a little bit wet. You should know you dry the hair only when it's 100% wet. Even after you brush it, you should make water again, because otherwise you break the curls and then your hair puff.
I literally only brush my hair when it's dry.
You should know that. And second, a lot of girls like use with the curl like that. They open the curls. No. You should work like that. Always close it with a towel. If you even put cream or put silicone, you should always do that thing, not that thing. And then your hair don't get freeze, and then the hair stay curly.
Okay, so you're basically telling me everything I've done in life is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. Product. Is there certain products that we can put to make it less frizzy, to make it nicer curls? What are we working with?
Okay, so you need to know, guys, a lot of guys come to me, I'm from America. In America, I use these products, and this is good on my hair. And when I came to Israel, it's totally don't work. It's about the weather. Like, if you put heavy cream on your hair in summer in Israel, probably after 2 hours, your metzach, gonna be shiny, and it's gonna be oily and not fun. You need to know, in Israel, you should use in light products. It's very important to know the products you use in different country, it's not a product you use in Israel.
Right.
So if, for example, L'Oreal, this is a Europe brand from Paris, it's not all the time good to use it in Israel, so you need to know. I recommend to put something not too heavy on the hair.
Okay.
And something make your hair a little bit with humidity.
Okay.
Make your curl be close and still look natural, not look like oily and I put something on the hair.
I don't, because, you know, a lot of women do mousse, or they, you know, scrunch up their hair, and then it looks like it, you can tell. So you have to be really careful with what you're using.
Also, like when you touch in your hair, it's not feel, I like when I touch it, my hair, it feels smooth and nice and shiny, and not like, you know?
Yeah, well, mine doesn't feel that way right now. I need to get a haircut, so I will be visiting you soon. So thank you so much. I can't wait to have you back on the show to talk about different trends, different products that we can be using. I think all the women out there could really be using these tips. So thank you, Shachar, for joining me.
You're welcome. For the pleasure.
All right, well, I'm more than positive this won't be the last time you hear about him or from him. Make sure, if you are heading to Tel Aviv, don't wait to book your appointment with the TLV hairdresser. I cannot tell you how booked up he is, and he does get booked up fast. Oh, and obviously go check out his Instagram for some haircut and color inspo. Okay, so clearly online shopping has taken over the fashion world. Why get out of bed, walk around a mall when you can just purchase something online and, you know, get it delivered to your house? Well, everyone besides me does this. My next guest in the studio has made online shopping even easier, eco-friendly, and found a way to give back to the community. And what's better than that? Danny Zakon, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in. We've been in the talks for so long about this, and I've been hearing about Marrakesh for so long. Tell me a little bit about the website and how you really got started with it.
Sure. So I guess I'll start with how we got started.
Yes.
My background is kind of in environmental science, and so myself and just a lot of friends were kind of interested in living more sustainably, buying organic foods or biking to work. But none of us kind of realized also the big impact that our clothing has. And so once we learned this, we instantly went online, and we really wanted to find sustainable alternatives for fashion, and it was hard to find. We couldn't find anything, and so we started asking around, and more people were having the same problem. So that's when we realized that we needed to make sustainable fashion accessible to the public. So Marrakesh is a marketplace that has a similar model to Etsy, where students or moms or designers can sell on the platform, and all of the products are either ethically made or using sustainable materials.
Okay, so when you say ethically made, what exactly is that, and what do, you know, like you said, the people that are coming to sell their products, what do they, is there certain, like, you know, standards or certain requirements that they have to meet?
Yeah, definitely. So ethically made can mean a few different things. Fair trade is a term that's been around for a while that's probably most familiar to people. So the workers are getting, you know, a fair wage, and they're being treated well. It also now a lot of times has to do with animal treatment, so it's not tested on animals. And so our brands range from doing kind of more standard like organic fair trade to really innovative things like 3D printing shoes that are made out of plastic bottles. And these kind of more innovative methods don't necessarily have a certification yet.
Right.
So we kind of look at the overall picture. There's a lot of brands that come to us with things we've never heard of before.
Right.
So we just really speak to them, and as long as sustainability is a core part of their mission, then we're happy to help them and work with them.
Amazing. So they reach out to you, and you know, kind of do the whole questionnaire, ask them all their questions. What kind of things can we find on your website?
Ooh, okay, exciting. So I'm obsessed with our website. I wish I could get everything on it. We have everything from apparel and accessories to home decor.
Wow.
And our products range from cork material, which is a really great innovative material, to recycled material. So, you know, just go crazy, explore. It's also a good way to kind of get familiar with what sustainable fashion is.
Exactly.
You can search by keywords and kind of learn while you're shopping.
Amazing. So people, you know, are shopping online. Is it international shipping? Important question.
Yes,
amazing.
It's international, yes.
Amazing, amazing. So people can, you know, shop online from the comfort of their own home and also be giving back to the community, eco-friendly. Like, what's better than that? I really just can't imagine. So you have your website running right now, right?
Yes.
People could go check it out and order already.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to go check this out right now. You know, home decor, fashion, everything that you could think about. So thank you so much for joining.
You're welcome. And actually, just if people are interested, we're running a competition
right
now.
Yes, we were supposed to talk about the competition. Tell me really quickly about the competition.
Really quickly, we're doing a giveaway. So anyone that wants to come on, we're giving away a vegan cork passport set. Perfect for summer, perfect for travel.
Amazing.
You know, all you have to do is go to our Instagram and follow us, and you can win the passport set.
Amazing. So I'm sure so many people, everybody tune in, go to check out their Instagram account to see how you can, you know, get involved with this competition. And thank you so much again.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
There you have it, people. Online shopping just got a whole lot better. Make sure to check out the Marrakesh website if you haven't already and get started shopping. That is unfortunately all the time we have for today's episode. Thank you to all the guests who joined me in the studio today. And for all you viewers out there, make sure to check us out on iltv.tv/IsraelInStyle. Have a fabulous week, everyone.